right in the middle. And she's over on this part of the keyboard going, what? Nothing's working.
Pray for me, y'all. Y'all? Where'd that come from?
I don't know. What is this doing? There we go. No, it's going on and off. What is going on here?
Stop going on and off.
I don't know.
There it is. It's fine.
Hi! Always something. Always something. You know, it's amazing after, you know, all this time how everything does evolve a little bit. You know, we never used to do all this stuff. We started recording our services probably 12, 13 years ago or so.
Long time.
Quite some time ago. And that was because we had a gal that had gone for, I don't know, at least 10 years or so. And I remember so distinctly, she came in the church one day and on a Sunday, and I heard her talking, and I just listened to her, and I go, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I'm fine. Well, she was kind of slurring her words. And so I said, you need to go see somebody. You're not okay. And ends up, she had ALS. I was the first one to recognize it. It's hard to believe. But anyway, so long story short, she kept coming. And even when she had to go to a facility, they would bring her over and they'd bring her in on her gurney. And I mean, it was quite something. But then after a while, she just plain couldn't come. So one of the gals in the church took it upon herself to
Arcana Sylvan.
Arcana, yeah. Started recording the services and sending them to Gail.
Actually,
So-
Gail had passed.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She was doing it in honor of Gail
That's
because
right. You're right.
she had hoped, right? Would have been nice for her
Yeah.
if she could have seen it on YouTube. So YouTube, you're here because of Arcana.
Yeah. And
She did it.
Facebook, you're here because
We have to
we have to. So,
because of
so we
COVID.
do both. So,
Yeah.
but we have, you know, we don't have a lot of people, but we have people all over the world.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Kuala Lumpur. Hi, Candy. How are you?
Yep.
So, and all over, and we have groups in Alaska too.
Do we?
Yeah, remember?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. We played "Wonderful World," wonderful song, great, and we are still the only church on the face of this planet that starts their services with the Doobie Brothers. So,
Rightfully so.
What can I say? What can I say?
I think you've said enough.
Let's see. I probably did. Let's see. Healing Sunday.
No,
Sunday
healing.
serve? Oh, healing.
Healing from 9
Sunday
to
serve.
10 every
That.
every morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's fun.
Every Sunday morning from 9 to 10, come get healing energy. Woo! May and the gang.
May and the gang. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon.
Yay, George and John.
And John said, what did he say? He said,
No idea.
there are pieces I'll always remember of my life. Though some have changed, some forever, not for the better. Some have gone, some refrain. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends. I can still recall some are dead, some are living in my life. I've loved them all. And George, actually, he has something insightful to say, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
not
he's
like
usually
George.
insightful. It's usually just snarky insightful.
Very snarky, yeah. No, he says, I love and treasure individuals as I met them. I loathe and despise the groups they identify with and belong to. Wow.
George.
Go George.
He makes
So-
us think.
He does. And that's what it's all about. That's the one thing. You always learn something when you come to church. It frequently has nothing to do with anything other than just it's interesting. A tropical storm must have wind speeds in excess of 39 miles per hour before it is assigned a name. And it is officially classified as a hurricane when sustained wind speeds reach 74 miles an hour. If you lived in Florida or Hawaii, you probably know that. So. But the Northwest, we don't get things like that, like ever.
We can't.
We can't, actually, yeah.
Water's too cold.
Because the water's too cold. The beginning is the most important part of the work. To fall into habit is to begin to cease to be.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
Hmm.
Those darn habits. Some habits are good, though.
They are. We have lots of habits. We walk the dog 3 times a week, minimum.
Go to
Go to
church.
church. Yeah, we
That's
do.
a good church.
We do
That's
go
a
to
good
church
habit.
every Sunday, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without.
I don't know. It depends on the pebble.
That's Confucius. You got to think about it
Well,
anyway.
true.
So, happy is the house that shelters a friend.
True.
Did I do these?
I have no idea.
Time and tide wait for no man. We know that one. The beginnings of all things are small. And Benjamin Franklin, wealth is not his who has it, but his who enjoys it.
Oh, well said. Well said.
And I know you've waited all week to find out one of the 50 ways that you can use a fruitcake. Stop those throw rugs from sliding. Simply rub a little fruitcake on the back and sides, and the rugs will stay in place.
We should do that. We have a dog who likes to get on the rugs
That's
and
true.
just kick off and
That's
go
true.
flying. I've got the sticky mats underneath, but they're like worthless now. I think she's just over.
Okay, and
Unsticky them.
more pirate stuff.
Oh, arg.
I know. Where did the pirate leave his keys? Off the coast of Florida. What do you call a pirate with 2 eyes and 2 legs? A rookie. They just get worse. What has 8 arms, 8 legs, and 8 eyes? 8 pirates. Oh, and to prove that arg is really true, where did the one-legged pirate go for breakfast?
In circles.
IHOP. They're just awful. What can I say? Oh, I have more.
But wait, there's more.
Okay, I know, I have to stop. This was from 2005, so I said it in 2005, so more than likely no one will recognize it. So, you accidentally enter your password on the microwave. You haven't played solitaire with real cards in years. You have a list of 15 phone numbers to reach your family of 3. Your email, the person who works at the desk next to you. And your reason for not
You
staying...
know you're living in, oh, okay.
Yeah, this is living in 2005. The reason for not staying in touch with friends and family is that you don't have their email addresses. Now I guess it's more text. So, primarily.
Text.
So, yeah.
Change to text.
About growing older. First, eventually you will reach a point when you stop lying about your age and start bragging about it.
I'm there. I'm there.
The older we get, the fewer things seem worth waiting in line for. So true.
I'm out of here.
So true. Some people try to turn back their odometers. Not me. I want people to know why I look this way. I've traveled a long way and some of the roads weren't paved.
I earned every one of those wrinkles.
Yep. Fourth, when you are dissatisfied and would like to go back to youth, think of algebra. You know you are getting old when everything else dries up and leaks. Or leaks.
I'm not claiming that one.
All right. Okay, this one I did in 2006, so more than likely no one will remember this one either. So,
I can't remember yesterday.
I know. So, a passenger in a taxi leaned over to ask the driver a question and tapped him on the shoulder. The driver screamed, lost control of the cab, nearly hit a bus, drove up over the curb, and stopped just inches from a large plate glass window. For a few minutes, everything was silent in the cab. And then the still shaking driver said, "I'm sorry, but you scared the daylights out of me." The frightened passenger apologized to the driver and said he didn't realize a mere tap on the shoulder could frighten him so much. The driver replied, No, it's not your fault. Today is my first day driving a cab. For the last 25 years, I've been driving a hearse.
Oh, no.
Pretty bad.
That's bad.
Pretty bad.
That's bad. Goodbye, Phil.
Goodbye, Phil. Okay.
Goodbye, Phil. Thanks, Phil. Goodbye, Phil. So before we get started, I wanted to touch base with you a little bit. I finally finished doing the mirror method, and some of you may or may not know about that. This is what it looks like. I typed it up. There's a copy in the back. This is that healing process from Europe. And it's very simple. You just say things to yourself and rub the back of your hands. Well, I started the full meal deal and was overwhelmed. I guess I had too much to detox out of my body, so I had to back off and just do a partial. There's a calendar in the back, and it has places where you can check off the days that you do it. And at the bottom, it has a video that you can watch about that. And one of the things it says, if you have a chronic autoimmune or whatever, that you need to go careful. So I backed off and did that for 2 weeks, and then I just finished doing 4 weeks of the full meal deal. And I can't really tell a whole lot of difference. Oh, here comes Phil. I can't tell a whole lot of difference except my fingernails are growing. My skin is softer than it had been.
Cookies in the back, Sue made them. Sorry.
Cookies in the back, Sue made them. Sorry. If he gets hyped up on sugar, it's Phil's fault. So anyway, I think this stuff really works, and I think it's really helpful. I'm planning on doing it once a week for a while, just to see how it goes. So if you're interested in following up on that, information on the back table. What else do I want you to know? We won't be doing a head-to-heart discussion group today. Arita's home under the weather. So next time. So I have lots to share with you today. Let's start with a prayer, shall we? Join me in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, bring to our awareness the truth of your love. Bring to our awareness the truth of the love that we are. Help us to awaken fully and be present in our own lives and in this world. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. So I gave you all a handout. Those of you online, sometimes I'm able to post the handout as a link. I'll do my best. If I can't, I'll just try to show you what I'm talking about. I had yeah, thank you. Then you handouts. I had some visual experiences, some visionary experiences about 14 years ago, believe it or not, a long time ago. And I was shown crystalline structures within the physical form and within our energy field. And I was shown that there were like 13 groups of them, and they would act like circuits. They act like circuit breakers. So when we get overwhelmed, you know, what happens when you get too much power coming through one of your circuits at home? The circuit breaker flips, right? So this is kind of like that, and these act in the same way. So they take the trauma and difficulty that we're experiencing, and then they keep it from breaking us down. And as a result, then when we clear those out, then we're free. Then we have more energy, we have more clarity, all of that sort of thing. The particular set of circuits we're going to look at are all located in the head or around the head, and they help us see things. The song we played this morning, What a Wonderful World, I loved the pictures on that. Didn't you like the pictures on that? YouTube people, please, or Facebook people, please go look for Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World lyrics, and you'll see some that have beautiful graphics. They're beautiful. And I think sometimes our perceptions get clogged. You know, stuff happens, and instead of seeing the world as a beautiful world or a wonderful world, we see it as this disaster area, heading for hell in a handbasket. And unfortunately, once we get that mindset, then all we see is handbaskets, full of hurt, full of pain. So we want to clear that out. We want to be free of all of that, because this world is really beautiful. And there are really wonderful, beautiful people in it, doing wonderful, beautiful things. Unfortunately, we get fixated on the ones that aren't. And we get fixated on what could happen or what we think might happen, or all of the disasters that could possibly happen. Well, you know what? Disasters are going to happen anyway. How is worrying about that going to make us happy? How is worrying about that going to bless our lives? How is stressing about stuff going to do anything for us other than create more stress? That's all it's going to do. So let's start clearing some of this stuff. And I want to talk to you about some, this is big stuff. I usually do this as a workshop. And so there's a lot of information here, so I'm not going to do the workshop right now, but I want to give you the heads up and give you the heads up. So the first thing is that the crystals look like crystals, but they're on the ethereal realm. See, pretty crystals. They're double terminated, and that means energy goes both ways, coming and a going. And some of them are horizontal, some of them are upright. I'll tell you more about that. The ones at the back of your skull, in the occipital lobes, they look more like that. Isn't that pretty, sparkly? Pretty sparkly. They're more rounded. But I want you to know about that because that's going to change how we remove them or clear them. So first of all, I'm going to tell you what the crystal does. We're going to take it out and clear where it was, and then we're going to put back in a clear crystal. And I want to share with you what the good book says really quickly. Proverbs 16 verse 9, the mind of man plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. When we're clear, when our perception circuits are clear, we get more information. We get more guidance. We get clearer guidance. Make sense? And Romans 14:19. So then, you might want to read what else was going on in that chapter to lead up to this. So then, let us pursue the things that make for peace and the building up of one another. When I'm at peace, I can see peace in the world. When I'm at peace, I can bestow peace into the world. When I'm at peace, my microphone. When I'm at peace, peace expands. So when our mind is clear and doing what we want it to do, we're in a much better place. And the world is a much better place, not only in our perception, but in reality. You know, it's like a drop of water in an ocean. You know, maybe it doesn't seem like it's doing much, but one little drop makes ripples. It's the ripple effect. Everything we do changes everything else. And maybe it doesn't go very far, but guess what? My ripple may reach out and bump into William's ripple. And then William sets out a ripple, and his bumps into Chris Powell back there, and she sets out a ripple. And pretty soon ripples happen. And we're changing the world. We're changing the world one drop at a time. So we're going to be a drop today. Just a drop. Drop in the bucket. So the first crystal we want to look at is right at the top of the head. And so it looks like, about like that, and it sits right at the top of your head. Maybe it goes this way, maybe it goes that way. Whatever you feel is right is what works for you. And we want that clear connection to spirit, don't we? Because if we don't have a clear connection to spirit, everything else gets muddy. Everything else gets muddy. And this is our prayer highway. So let's just reach up and just get a hold of that and shake it loose and just pull it out of there and release it. Give it to God. Now ask for a new bright clear one to be gifted to you. And a new bright clear one will come. And just put it back. And tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that reactivates that. I don't know about you, but I feel better already, don't you? Crazy stuff. Now there's the one in front of you. This is a set point. It perceives and believes based on past experiences. This one is really, really important because we filter everything from our past. You know, if people are critical of us, have been critical of us in the past, then when somebody says something, we automatically assume it's a criticism. Unless we're clear, and then we can just go, I wonder what they're saying. We can just kind of be more open to clear stuff. So this is a set point. And this set point is really clear. Or is really important because what are we setting it to? We're setting it to guide us from here. What do you want to set it to? Do you want to set it to truth? Do you want to set it to joy? You want to set it to courage? What do you want to set? And then this is going to trigger you. Every time you see something, you're going to find a way to translate that into this, through this set point. So, what's been the biggest hang-up in your world? Anybody want to volunteer? And what's been the biggest struggle? Other people's opinions? Worry, fear? Let's do other people's opinions, just because nobody's chirping up here. So let's remove that. And you're just going to pick it up, give it to God. And now ask to be given with a clear perception of your own worth. And you just drop it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap it. And it won't matter so much what other people think of you. You know, when we were younger, it mattered because, people were bigger and they could give you A's or F's on papers, so their opinion was really, really important to you. But now it's not quite so much. Certainly we have bosses, and the bosses have a say in what we do. But again, if we're living to our truth, we'll know whether we fit into that space or not, fit into that job or not, or whether it's time for us to move on. Make sense? Then close to that is right here in the third eye. And this is our intuition. Our intuition. And again, that's really important for us to have clear insight. And sometimes, am I the only person that second guesses themselves? When this one's clogged, we second guess ourselves a lot. When this one's clear, we trust. We trust it. Because we know that if it shows up in our awareness, it has value. Now we can still discern whether it's an action for us to take or not, or we can still discern whether it's important for us to act on. But at least it'll be clear, so we're not second guessing ourselves or prejudging everything we do. So let's clear that one. That one goes straight up, straight up. Give it to God. Ask for a new, fresh, bright, clear one. And drop that into place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel good? Feel good. Let's do the one behind you. This is the prime. This transcends primal thinking. Don't you just hate it when you react, or actually overreact? I know I do. It's like, oh gee, I shouldn't have acted like that. That's because I was on autopilot, auto react. And sometimes, it's good to have that auto react because that saves us from, car accidents or whatever. We can move quickly. But sometimes it's just burdensome because we're reacting from our past and not from true circumstances of who we are. So let's clear that one. Pull that one out. Give it to God. Ask to be given a fresh, bright one. Bring that in. Drop it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That activates that. Cool. Now there's one below that. You know how you get kind of that bump right there? Believe it or not, there's a crystal right here that activates our immune system, or supports and clears our immune system. So we all want to be healthy. So let's just yank that one out of there. Ooh, that one's a little tender for me. Interesting. Ask for a clear, blessed, bright one. Put that back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. So let's do the one right in front of your throat chakra. There's a big one out here. We're not going to change that one. That's a whole nother circuit. This one is just a little ways in front of your throat. This is our throat chakra, is us speaking our truth. And sometimes if we're busy, our perceptions are all cluttered up with self-doubt and with other people's expectations and opinions of us, we don't speak our truth clearly. Well, now that those other things are clear, let's speak our truth. But we can speak our truth with grace and kindness. You know, some people say, well, I'm just speaking my truth. No, you're being a brat. You know, you're being cruel. We can be truthful and gentle, truthful and kind. So we're going to take, it's not here, I'm sorry, it's right here. Take that out, clear it, give it to God, ask for a new, bright, fresh, clean one, bring it in and drop it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can speak your truth clearly, clearly, clearly. The next set I want to do is above your ears. This is for auditory. And we'll clear them out as a pair at the same time. And this can be for your physical hearing, but it's also for your spiritual hearing, for being able to hear what Divine Source is saying to you in this moment. So these guys, we're going to push them straight back, give them to God, ask for fresh, bright, clear, new ones, and bring them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't you love it? How are you feeling so far? Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good? Can you hear me now? Now there's some that lay right across above the eyebrows. These are your perception circuits, and they are powerful. And they are linked to the ones in the back. But we're going to get them first. The ones in the back are like the master circuit here, master part of the circuit. So these help us discern. Do you ever get headaches right here? Sinus aches? It's clogged because we're busy perceiving the world from a place of hurt. We're perceiving the world from a place of pain. We're perceiving the world from a place of sadness or trauma. And we can let that go. So these go outward, out. Let them go. Ask for new, bright, clear ones. And put them back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are we doing so far? Anybody feeling a little lightheaded? Good. Good. Nobody was feeling lightheaded, so I'm saying good about that. So the last ones here are man, this is big stuff. This is how we respond and react in our world. And again, these look rounded like this. And they sit back here. Let me tell you about them first, because I want you to know what they do first. And then we're going to clear them and replace them. So in my world, before I got clear, I had 2 modes of action in stressful situations. I was either chatty Cathy or silent Sam. I either blah, 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 filling in the gaps and no quiet space, or I just shut down. Shut down, shut up. How do you think that served me? Not well. Not well. So I replaced them, and I replaced them with sacred truth sayer and one who listens with her heart. Far better. Far better. So now when I'm in a stressful situation, I'm listening with my heart, my clear crystals here, activating my heart, and I'm hearing from my heart. I don't have to react. I don't have to get, and the primal one back here is setting me up so I can be strong and just be in the moment. And then if there's something important for me to say that's truth, I get to speak my truth gently and powerfully. And if that person needs me to hear, I can hear without shutting down. Isn't that powerful? Isn't that beautiful? So I want you to think about your main method of operation. what you'd like to change. Let me give you some examples. This is from workshops I've done in the past. One person had Herman Hermit and Too Perfect Pete. And they changed it to Friend and Discerning. Somebody else had Smarty Pants Pat and Go Away Kathy. And they replaced it with Seeker and Confident. Dom Dan and Bella Brat were replaced with Mystic and Safe. Weak-willed Wilma and Clara the Clown was replaced by Beloved and Carefree. See how this is working? If you give them goofy names, they no longer have power. Make sense? Make sense? Are you thinking? Are you pondering? What do you do? What's your fallback routine, whether it's positive or negative? What's your fallback routine? Is it helping you or messing you up? Risky Rita and Screwed Up Todd. And they were replaced with Welcoming and Adaptive. Far better, far better. Fatta Rita was with Let Me Fix You, Fiona. So she had mental patterns that she was just a Fatta Rita, and so therefore she had no value. And then it was Let Me Fix You. I have to fix your world. I have to fix everything about you, Fiona. And we changed that to Hopeful and Creative. Ironhead Hal. Anybody have Ironhead Hal hanging out in their world? And Rebel Randy. And that changed to Helpful and Capable. Don't you love it? Lockdown Lou and Martyr Mel was changed to Sharing and Honorable. And you can change these into different, totally different things. Miss Piggy and Compliant Carrie were changed into Exploring and Willing. Daring Donna and Insecure Irene were changed to Curious and Trusted. Reserved Ruby and Gossipy Gale changed to Willing and Balanced. Volcanic Vince and Debbie Downer were changed to Grace-Filled and Blessed. Frozen Fred and Miser Murphy were changed to Inspired and Elegant. Bratty Boyd and Irresponsible Ira were changed to Joyful and Enlightened. What's your pattern that you'd like to let go? Give it a goofy name and tell me when you're ready. Got both of them? Are you ready? Okay, then these guys were just going to shake them loose. And they just pop out of there. Let them go. Give them to God. Now, before we put new ones back in there, because this stuff is so invasive, sweep back there. Because you might have residual crud. Residual crud is not fun. It'll just clog everything up. Okay, now as for new ones. What are you going to replace it with? What do you want to replace it with? What do you want? What is the opposite of what you just let go? Ask to be gifted that. Put that in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This changes everything. This changes how we perceive ourselves and how we operate on a day-to-day level. Anybody want to share what they released and what they received? Yes.
Packy rat
Packy rat
to organized.
to organized. I love it. That's great. Awesome. Anybody else want to share one? Share what they got? Oh, this is so fun. This is so fun. I wish you'd share, but anyway, you don't have to. But you get the point. You get the point. You can even do this with how you perceive your health. Sickly Sue could be changed to Alive Alice. Or Don't Bother Me Ben can be changed with Sharing Sharon. Makes sense? we had one person in a group who had abandonment issues. She felt really, really abandoned. So part of her was lonely Laura and needy Ned. And she was able to replace those with sacred Pathwalker and stable Sarah. And then we had somebody who had struggled with anger issues. That anger just came up all the time. Mad Max and Simmering Sam. And they were replaced with Clear Clara and Clear Boundaries Ben. Because when we have clear boundaries, clear sustainable boundaries, then it's so much easier to navigate our world. Any questions about that? I don't usually open up to questions, but if you've got a question, I'd be happy to address that. Let's do a guided meditation from this new perspective. So Mr. Phil, if you would dim the lights for us, please. Thank you, sir. You might want to take a breath in and just exhale and relax and be here in this moment. Be here in this moment. Bring your attention to your heart space. And from your heart space, bring your awareness up to that crystal at the top of your head. And you'll notice it's bright and clear. And through that crystal, your perception of divine nature is going to be different. Instead of seeing divine nature as a punishing God or vengeful spirit, you're going to see it as the love that it is. So reach up and tap into that loving presence. Maybe you are part of the group that are post-traumatic church syndrome, as I call it. And maybe church for you or Bible for you or spiritual stuff for you has been painful. Notice that you can be clear of that. Notice that the connection between you and the living light of love is pure and sweet. And as you reach up to that, allow this beautiful golden light of love to flow down in through that crystal and let it touch your mind. And as it touches your mind, any remnants of dismay, distrust, bitterness, self-doubt, all of those can just be washed away. Let this golden light just wash it away, clear it away, transmute it, change it. Letting more and more of this living light of love flow from your head into your heart. And from your heart into every part of your body, every cell, every system, every organ, muscles, tissue, fiber, all of it. Let it receive this beautiful light. And let this beautiful light now go back to your head and activate all of these crystals all at once. So they're all in this harmonic of love. Love for yourself, love for mankind, love for this planet, love for the creatures of this earth, love, peace, and joy. And from this perspective, allow yourself to take a little walk. And you're going to find your way into an open meadow. And this open meadow is beautiful. You can hear the birds sing. Sky is beautiful blue. Maybe there's clouds. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's a gentle breeze. Maybe there's not. It's just the right temperature for you. And you're going to allow yourself to walk into the center of this open field. And when you get to the center of this open field, you notice a circle of stones. Only this is a circle of crystals. Just notice. And as you're noticing the crystals in this circle, they begin to grow. They begin to emerge from the earth. So soon you are surrounded by tall pillars of crystalline structure. Within this circle, you feel profoundly safe. And you feel profoundly powerful. And you feel profoundly blessed. You feel peace within your energy field. And you have a sense of you coming here to this planet at this time to be a blessing. It's both humbling and inspiring at the same time. And now you look down at your feet. And as you look down at your feet, you notice that there is a symbolic object there. This symbolic object is here to assist you in helping you on your journey to be the blessing that you came here to be. So receive that gift with deep gratitude. Deep gratitude. And you want to leave a token here of your appreciation of the gift and of your willingness to do your task, whatever that might be for you. Even if you don't understand what it is, it's okay. Allow yourself to leave some symbolic object here. Perhaps it's a word or a thought or a feeling, or perhaps it's a coin or a crystal or a rock or some other symbolic object that is, whether you understand it or not, has deep symbolic reference for you, deep symbolic meaning for you. As you leave your gift, and you leave it with an open heart and a willing heart, the crystalline structures then go back down into the earth, and you walk away feeling recharged and renewed and revitalized. And you leave the circle of stones, walking back through the meadow, back to your pathway that leads you back into this time and space, back into the here and now. Feeling refreshed and recharged. Might want to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. Welcome back. We're going to do communion here in a moment, and then if you have any questions about your symbolic objects, I will be happy to answer that for you. So, Mr. Phil, if you'd like to join me up front, please. Would you hit that light? Apparently I forgot it. Thank you.
Still, with this, you looked fine.
Yeah. This is a little bright. I can't see. I'm blind, but that's
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, turn it down.
So, communion. So we're asked to...
It's a dexterity test.
Yes, it is. We're asked to remember Jesus as we do this. I remember Jesus as, gosh, linked in. Wouldn't that be wonderful to be that linked in and clear all the time? To be such a blessing to others.
Oh,
There's a trick to it.
yes, obviously.
Join me in prayer, would you please? Loving Spirit of Light, as we take this in, help us to take in our own mission, our own purpose. Help us to find that purpose. Help us to live that purpose and live it with peace and clarity. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
I got it. I think. I got it.
Phil had surgery on both hands, so everything's a challenge still. Getting better, getting better. Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it, even the challenges, and help us to rise above those challenges with a bright spirit. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Volunteer? No? Heck, you know what it is. Thank you.
Short and sweet, short and sweet. Keep the microphone there, Phil, in case somebody has a... Anybody have a question of what they received as a symbolic object? Again, can we turn the central lights on or something?
I'll
In a minute.
just turn this one down. Is that what your issue is? Is just this too bright?
Well, when I turn the camera, I want people at home to be able to see people. Okay. Question? Okay.
I received a turtle, not a tortoise, a little turtle.
1 second, let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. There we go. Turtle. So turtles have to do with protection. Wherever they are, they're home. And this is being able to take your time, do it your way, and have that sense of protection and safety in whatever you're doing. Does that make sense?
And I left this set of keys.
You left a set of keys. Okay, so a set of keys is different than a key. A set of keys is letting you know that you have more than one task at hand to do, and you can do any of it. You can do it all. And there are doors that are opening for you, and when they open, when you're ready, you have the key to open any door that is important for you. Does that make sense? So wherever you go, you're safe, and doors are opening. Anybody else? Straight back.
I received a horse.
A horse. A horse, of course. A horse is about power, movement, and being able to go forward. Before people utilized horses, going from here to there was arduous. Plowing the fields was arduous. Everything was hard. So this is letting you know that gets to be easy from here. Yay!
And I left a feather.
A feather. What kind of feather? Could you tell?
It was dark.
A dark feather? So as in a black raven feather or
Like a hawk feather.
like a hawk feather? Okay, that's what I was getting at. So this is your willingness to see things from a different perspective. Hawks fly high, they see, they observe, and then they go for what they're looking for. So it gets to be easy, but what are you looking for? Focus. This is asking you to take a look at what's in your heart and then go for it. Make sense?
Yep. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
My gift was a white rose bud, not a full stem.
A white rose bud. Okay, so white roses are about truth, clarity. Roses are the highest vibrational flower there is out there. So this is letting you know that you are opening to a new truth. Some new stuff is coming for you, and it's going to be really clear, and it's opening for you now. That make sense?
And I left a pink quartz heart.
Okay.
stone.
All right. So this is acknowledging for you that whatever you do, your heart's in it. And if your heart's not in it, don't do it. Make sense? So, because your heart is choosing for you the sacred path. Make sense? Okay. Anybody else? Couple behind you back there.
What I found was a crystal bird.
A what?
Crystal bird.
Crystal bird, okay. Could you tell what kind it was?
Just a small bird.
Okay. So what this is telling us is that it's time to sing your soul song clearly. You know, walk your truth, speak your truth, be your truth. It's time, and you can.
And I heard you I was met there with my by my guide, my spiritual guide was there.
Good.
And what I left was a clay brick.
A clay brick.
Mm-hmm.
You're ready to build something new.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
yeah, you're on your path. You're doing it. You got the tools you need. Go for it.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My object kept changing shapes and several different things, and so what I ended up picking up was like a white sphere.
Okay.
That I just held and it absorbed.
Okay. So what did it start out as?
It started out as stone, like moon shape, and then it shifted into like a star shape, and then it shifted back into a rock.
Okay. So you're going through some changes right now, apparently. And this sphere that you reclaimed, this is reclaiming a sacred part of yourself that maybe you set aside in order to survive a trauma, or it was discounted or disregarded by others. You're taking that sacredness back into yourself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And then I left a strong feeling of hope. Like when I put it down, the ground kind of shook.
Oh, awesome. Way cool. So just know that you're a hope bringer. And you're part of what you came here to do in this world is to help others have hope. And just listening sometimes can be a hope bringer, and sometimes encouragement is a hope bringer. Just know that and this reclaiming this part of yourself, something stole your hope a long time ago, and now you've got it back, and now you can reconnect others with their hope as well. How beautiful is that? That's very powerful. Cool. Anybody else? Yep, we got another one.
Well, this is definitely different. I received a flat stone, and on the stone it was etched a stick drawing of a person, you know, head, body, arms, legs. So that's what I received.
Okay. Let's make it easy for the weird psychic at the front of the room. Was the stick figure doing anything or just standing?
Just standing.
What I'm getting for you on that is this is a new foundation for you. You're standing on hope, from like over here, but you're standing on solid ground. And it's from this solid ground that you can move forward. Does that make sense? So this is strengthening. You've been given some strengthening. Make sense?
Yes. What I left was a small red pennant. It's about 9 inches, but it's red.
A small red what?
Pennant, like it's a triangle thing.
Oh, like a flag?
Yeah.
So when they throw a red flag in football, doesn't mean somebody's done something wrong?
Yeah, it's usually a foul or something.
Yeah, okay. So this is giving you the power to call people on things that they're doing that are not serving you anymore. Does that make sense to you? So in other words, no harm, no foul, but you get to stand your ground and stand in your truth. And you get to stand up for yourself in a way that is powerful. So if somebody is saying, well, you should do this or you should do that, you can say, thank you for your opinion, but I'm going to do what I feel right to do. I think you already have had that, but I think This has to do with you following your path for your health in your way. And just knowing the truth when it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Make sense?
Makes sense. Yes, yes, it does.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was an odd one. You're right. That was a very odd one.
It must be flowing.
Oh no. Here we go.
I was given I don't even know what it's called, the board that's on wheels. I was given a skateboard.
Oh, okay. Skateboard. Well, you get to skate. Skate free. Be easy. It's easy. Gets to be easy. Why not? And you get to go fast.
Cool.
Yeah. Did you leave a gift? Did you leave anything?
Yes, I did. I left a gold ring.
A gold ring. Okay, so this is helping you help others find their ring true and their value. You know, when we value others, it helps them value themselves.
Yeah.
And when we honor someone's truth, they can honor their own truth as well. Does that make sense? Anybody else have any other questions, comments? Okay, you can hang on to the microphone then, and I'll collect it later. If you have any other questions, you can let me know. Those of you online. Yes?
Just one from online, Joe.
How many are there? Just a few?
No, there's a few, but you can just do one.
Do one. Okay, do one.
Joe said she received a small golden object in the shape of a flag flowing in the wind. And she left a small black, white, speckled rock in the shape of a heart.
Okay. So,
Flag
flowing, a gold flag flowing.
Gold, yes.
Yeah, okay, so this is your value. This is knowing you're the truth of who you really are. Things are changing for you as well. And, you know, sometimes we wrap up our value in what we do. And this is letting you know that you have value in all things. Does that make sense? And then what did she left a heart-shaped speckled rock, right?
Small black, white, speckled rock in the shape of a heart.
I'm asking in your behalf. So what I'm getting on the speckled rock for you is that in the past, things have had to be black and white, yes and no. And this is allowing you to be able to listen to your heart for all those shades of gray without judgment on yourself, without judgment on other people. This is going to set you free. This is going to really set you free. So fly free, fly that flag of your own value, and know that there's no judgment coming at you and no judgment from you. That's a real blessing. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that. Hope that made sense. Let's do an energy circuit for the folks online. Rub your hands together really, really, really fast. And we're still connected in, but we're going to bring that energy into our heart space, from the heart space to left hand to right hand, back to the heart space. That connects a circuit. And when that circuit is connected, then this beautiful energy builds between our hands. This is not your energy, this is divine energy. And you get to have that. You can tap into that at any time. And for now, you're going to bring it into your heart space. Take it with you. Have a great week, and we will see you next time. God bless. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye.